All right, we want to come back on air with some breaking news because we are getting reports from that White House Correspondents' Dinner here in Washington that there are suspected gunshots within the building. Let's take you there now live. This is the scene there, and you can see many of those journalists that have gathered for that gala here in Washington still there at the event. We understand that President Trump has been evacuated from the building tonight. Again, this is the White House Correspondents' Dinner, an annual event here in Washington, often attended by the president, but President Trump has not attended as a sitting president until this year. We are getting reports of suspected gunshots within the building tonight. This is just breaking in the last few minutes. We understand that President Trump was evacuated from that dinner by his security detail. That's according to a reporter from Axios. But again, you're looking at live images there. You can see many people still actually within that room, standing and talking. We have gotten some reports, and we'll try to bring you some of what we're hearing from our journalists, our BBC journalists that are indeed at that event tonight. We've been checking in with them so far. We know that they are safe, and what they told us was that they are taking shelter. They can see the FBI Director Kash Patel, in fact, just feet away from them. So this is an event where journalists from really across the city often gather. We know that tonight several members of the security cabinet, of Trump's security cabinet, or his advisors are all there. We know that Kash Patel, we've seen, really the top advisors to the president also there in that room. So this is a gathering not only of Washington's journalism elite, but really many of the most important politicians within the nation's capital.
Further out, then move towards the outside of the room and
Tom,
then towards the hotel exits.
Let me pause you right there, Tom. Let me just to update our viewers on what they're seeing now. This is that moment, and this was minutes ago, and you can really see that dramatic scene here. That moment when those gunshots, suspected gunshots, were heard. That's the president. You can see where he was seated, and we saw within a moment many, as Tom was describing, heavily armed men storming that stage, and that's the moment there where President Trump, everybody really up on stage, including the Vice President, Melania Trump, all whisked away there. And then if you look down below in the room, pretty much everyone there crouching under their tables. We heard the accounts of Tom, Katrina, others who were there ducking under their tables. And this is, again, that moment here. This is the camera panning. You see the reaction, and already, whether it's Secret Service, FBI, as Tom was saying, very heavily armed agents with their guns up on stage, moving those VIPs, which does include the President of the United States, out of the room. There's a tight shot there. You can see President Trump, his reaction. And again, this was a noise that everyone from Tom to Katrina are describing as suspected gunshots, but potentially outside of that room, not within the banquet hall, but still that immediate reaction of those security forces moving in and taking President Trump to safety. We do know that President Trump and J.D. Vance, according to reports, are safe at this hour.